Good afternoon. I'm Jessica Cartalia. Here are some of the stories that WJZ is working on this afternoon.
Hey everyone, Rick Ritter here with WJZ. Well, some people are calling it an earthquake through the Baltimore City Police Department. Late last night, the FOP, the union that represents officers in the city, they sent out a message to them telling them that there's been a change in city law and that soon lawsuit damages could start coming out of their paychecks up to 25% of their wages. This in a case that could potentially get brought to court. Maybe there's a jury, such as an unlawful arrest, malicious prosecution, something along the lines of that. Now, earlier this morning, we heard from the city solicitor who said, hey, there's been no change whatsoever, accusing the FOP of trying to stir something up, if you will. They say officers have potentially been on the hook for decades in cases like this, and that they're going to address this on a case-by-case basis. Now, a short time ago, we heard from the vice president of the FOP, along with their attorney, who are absolutely furious over this. They say they need more clarity from the city solicitor. They need more black and white answers in terms of what officers would have to pay. A case-by-case basis is not a good enough answer for them. Now, the lieutenant, the vice president of the FOP, he said he had some officers even reach out to him last night saying, hey, is it even worth it for me to stay here in the department anymore? Should I go to another department? How am I supposed to do my job? And then the attorney for the FOP, he threw in there that officers are not going to want to come to this city with stuff like this and going on potentially. Now, again, we're going to have a lot more on this coming up at 5 and 6 o'clock tonight. Certainly a controversial story. Couldn't come at a worse time for Baltimore City Police. Already dealing with the GTTF trial, the testimony coming from that, a new commissioner as well, and a lot of questions about morale. So the timing of all this really couldn't be worse. But we'll have more on this coming up tonight on WJZ at 5 and 6 o'clock.
Hi, I'm Pat Warren, and today in the 2018 General Assembly session, the Senate Judicial Proceedings Committee will hear a bill that reinstates the death penalty. That same committee will also consider a proposal from the governor to criminalize human trafficking. And the state Senate passed a bill allowing Marylanders to continue to take personal tax exemptions that have been eliminated by the feds. We'll have more as the day continues.
The thin sheet of ice that made for a messy and dangerous commute Wednesday morning is slowly melting away, but not before forcing shutdowns across the state. I'm Kimberly Eaton with a look at closures in Baltimore and surrounding areas. Everything from school districts to Interstate 83, slowing traffic as state police reported wreck after wreck. We'll take a look tonight on WJZ online and on air at 4, 5, and 6 o'clock.
Hi everyone, I'm Trace Leong here with Leo. He's had a very rough 36 hours. He was stolen from his home and then returned. Social media played a big role. The community came together to try and find him and make sure that he was safe. We'll have more on his journey back home a little bit later. Thanks for stopping by.
Much more on these stories coming up on WJZ at 4, 5, and 6.